That's why I'm Katie blowing high like Arizona, blowing them 3-5s. I'm missing all my amigos on this Cinco RIP 5. Even when I'm hurt, I tell myself that I'm gonna be fine. I feel just like a shot creator, made a Glock, don't play loud.
Yo, 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 what's going on? Back here, Yellow Mellow Garden at the watering station. Today is day 49 of veg for our girls in the dresser, 49 of flower for those in the tent. I just got done using a bunch of water to flush the pots in the tent, so I gotta wait for this to bubble, but we've got until 2 o'clock in the morning is when the light goes off in the dresser. I'd want to water it at least 4 hours prior to that, so we got plenty of time for at least a good chunk of the chlorine in there to bubble out and reuse it. Had to bring the outdoor watering can in here, but you can check the 2x4 video to learn more about what's going on there. Come on over here. We did hit these with a compost tea today. I didn't get the footage of us hitting them with it, but you can check out, what is it called? Mellow Rello Grows. Mellow Rello Grows, kind of spelled out the same way Mellow Rello Garden is. It's my little secondary channel where I just post a bunch of shorts. I don't really want to clog this channel up with shorts for my long form videos. You can kind of see some of what we did with the compost tea on that channel. But yeah, 49 days of growth here. I know some people will count the first I really count the first 2 weeks, 14 days as the seedling stage as well. But for simplicity's sake, I just say day 49 of veg. But if I wanted to, I guess I could call it day 35. But again, simplicity. 49 days of veg, and things are looking pretty good in here. Kind of see all those lowers are sort of catching up in height to our main top here. And we are starting to utilize the bottom watering method where we'll come in and fill up this tray. It'll kind of have the water level, yeah, pretty much sitting at the top of the tray. Plant to take it all back up, and I do still put a little bit through the top. The light is now basically on 65%. We did have it at 100. I dialed it back to 80. I still wasn't sure that I liked what was going on, so we dialed it back to 70. And I figure I might even dial it back a bit more, because as these plants have grown up, they have gotten pretty close to the light. Let's see if we can get a measure on them. No, it's not too bad. It's about a foot from the light. And our terpgasm is about 14 inches from the light. And this scunch was a little closer to the light. It was closer than a foot, closer than 12 inches. But with us LSTing, tying down the branches, got it hooked on the stakes that keep the branches pulled down. Not only does that help with getting these to branch out, but when you're in a small space like this, you want to keep your distance from the light, obviously, and yeah, it helps with that. As well as topping helps slow down vertical growth and produce or force out more branching. And the light, yeah, had to keep it turned down. And now we can see some of the yellowing. It looks like some of that might just be stuck on some of these leaves. They'll probably come off eventually anyways, maybe. But the tacoing and all that is pretty much going for the most part. So we're happy with this. It is going to be time to come in and probably do a little bit of more defoliation. We kind of just come in and gradually pick leaves where we see fit. Now that they're well established and whatnot, it's not going to stress them out too much. So like this terpgasm, see this big leaf here? You can come in, remove that. Helps open up some of these spaces here. And it's mainly probably going to be from the center that we do pick off the leaves, because that's just sort of the best way to get these auxiliaries on all your branches to poke out. Obviously, with us bending down and pushing the plant out, those are going to kind of be in the center. And yeah, we can see a lot of branching there. So it probably would be good to maybe remove this leaf, we can get rid of that, stuff like that. Now all that's more exposed. Over here, can probably take that. And I'll take that little leaf as well. More exposure. Here, we'll get rid of this. Continue to show y'all some of the process. It's not only big leaves that I take off. Again, it's real selective. Anything that I think will help expose more bud sites to light, I'll get rid of. You don't want to take too many leaves from any individual branch yet, especially with them still working their way up to our main top. I think that can sort of slow them down. But yeah, we do, especially a branch like this where we can see all those nice sites ready to come on out. Want to get them exposed to the light. It's an argument to find one more leaf over here. I might just tuck them for now. There, a little more light exposure throughout. And get some more branching off of there. The more branches, the better. And if you got a compost bin, you can throw them leaves in there. Whatever nutrients they've got stored in them. It's going to be plenty of nitrogen, of course, with vegetative growth, because that's our biggest feeding is nitrogen. The leaves are nice and green. That's a process of chlorophyll and nitrogen. So, yeah. Can't go wrong with a little bit of defoliation here and there. Start laying down some of these top branches just with my fingers, kind of like this. See her showing off some pistils there, signs of a female plant. Of course, these are feminized seeds. You always check by the nodes just in there. It's real thin, but you can kind of see that white hair poking out of that little ball. Sign of a female plant. If it didn't have it, it's possibly a sign of a male plant. And yeah, we'll do them something like that, because the cannabis plants usually put most of their focus into the tallest branches. So if we bend these down, it'll help the love be more equally shared and hurry up and get. Yo, back down here. We now got our plants at day 51 days old, 51 days of age. We're getting our pH pins to stabilize and give us a reading. It should be in range. We just pH down here. Come in and give it a little stir. Get everything mixed around. Helps the pH pins pick up a quicker, proper reading. But let's go visit our girls. And there's no need to worry about the plant. They're still in veg. So all these big leaves we take off pretty much is just gonna shoot out some more big fan leaves. But y'all can already see here that the center of our scunch here is a lot more exposed. Just a decent little leaf strip in there. It's real quick and easy. So we should get some more decent tops to sprout up out of here. I probably could have been and did that little leaf stripping we did, but I was just coming in picking off little bits by bits. We're gonna come here and follow a similar process for the terpgasm. Just like this. Show y'all the full process so y'all can see where I pick from. All right, so now y'all can see we've got this terpgasm pretty thinned out. We can just come in and kind of bend down these new tops after topping it. Now that they're kind of turning into their own good branches, widen them out, get the canopy a little evener. And I think I want these smaller side branches to catch up in height. They're a little more even now that we just came and bent down these main tops. But I want them to be a little more even with the main top still up. Then we'll be in line to come in and start LSTing out these branches some more. Of course, they'll get plenty more of that once they're transplanted. The skunch is looking fairly good. Probably a couple more leaves we could come in and take off over here. I think something like that. Grab that one and that one as well. And yeah, we should see some fairly good results from that little defoliation there. Again, all those leaves will grow back fairly quick. And I think for the most part, this is what we got going on day 51 here. Soon these will be in 5-gallon pots. They'll get wider a little bit more. More of these auxiliaries should be turning into true branches. And we'll flip these into flower. I think we're going to use Dr. Earth Flower Girl when we amend these into 5-gallon pots. 40 ounces of water each in these 3-gallon pots. I think that's doing good for them now. And we out for day 51. Yo, and we're back down here. Now, what are we, 52 days in to our veg for these girls right here. I think we're doing a fairly decent job maintaining control of the space now. But our skunch terpgasm, about 52 days old. We do, of course, got our water bubbling over here. Although I think I'm gonna hold off on watering them for today. They seem like they're kind of doing all right. So we might hold off until Sunday to get them watered. Did we get it down here? I didn't, but I do got another bag of soil. So we're gonna have to fill up 2 more 5-gallon pots for those over there. Might as well come in and get a closer look here. So I think next time we do water these, it'll probably be a time for some cow mag. Then they can probably hold off a couple more waterings, and we'll probably come in and throw some molasses in there just to feed the microbes, get everything breaking down. Y'all can see how everything's looking after our defoliation we did. I think I really see another leaf now that I want to take off. Right back there. But you can see how this leaf looks. Overall, fairly good health here. Seems like the 60-ish% on this light is still doing good for this space. Skunch here, terpgasm over here. She's looking well in there. We're still coming in and doing a light format LST, just bending these branches here. So they're the new tops, they'll grow out. Should become real nice. Yeah, not too much going on. Just waiting for these to catch up on the terpgasm. Some of these lower branches, like we said, catch up. And we'll probably top that for a second time. Hope then give it maybe we'll top it a second time. It might take too long to recover from the topping from when we want to flip it to flower. So we'll see about that actually. But of course we will continue to LST both of them out. All right, y'all, we are now outdoors. But Y'all can see we got these pots here drying out. Tried to give them a decent clean. Looks like it maybe could have been a little better for some of them, but definitely not as bad as they were. They were in water, dish soap, and vinegar. Probably could have used a little bit more vinegar, but you'll see a sneak peek of the outdoors in this video. And a little camera magic later. We're back down here, but yeah, as y'all seen, 3 5-gallon pots out there. Obviously we only need 2 of them, but 2 5-gallon pots, fabric or grow bag, whatever you want to call them. These really could have been in them. We just need the space. We could probably stuff 2 5-gallons in there, but I prefer to, you know, have the space. So when we get them in a bigger tent, that'll be that. I think we're gonna use Dr. Earth Flower Girl and the Espoma bone meal. I have to find the Dr. Earth Flower Girl. I'm trying to see if I can find it in store. If not, I'll order it. But I think that's the direction we're gonna go. And maybe I'll look for some langbonite, possibly, and kelp meal. Those are some things. Not sure how much of all we'll get. Definitely gonna get the Dr. Earth though. The kelp meal and langbonite we might get. But yeah, got a decent little plan out for the flowering stage for these. Veg has been pretty good. And that pretty much wraps up this installment. I think it was just yesterday actually we hit 1,000 subscribers. So this will be the first video we get out post hitting 1,000. So definitely shout out everybody for that. Much love to everybody that's been rocking with us. Pretty big to hit that milestone. Got 1K people messing with your boy. So much love to y'all for that. Might have something special coming up soon in celebration of that. Plus another somewhat big announcement on the channel. So as y'all know, if you found this video helpful or just entertaining, do leave us a like. Of course, stay up to date with all the stuff we got going by subscribing. It's real good to hit 1,000. We'll be finishing these out, getting them to flower. Girls in flower now. Our outdoor grow, all our how-to guides. Much to stay in tune for. And that's your boy, Rello Mello.